This week on Split Screen, a Mainer you know, Julia Clukey, a U.S. Olympian from Augusta who's heating up the sport of luge, and a Yarmouth woman who has traveled the country with one mission, to help people in their darkest hour. We'll introduce you to Ellen Ruffner, a Mainer you should know. Welcome to Split Screen. I'm Shannon Moss. Julia Clukey first tried the sport of luge when she was 12 years old in the city of Portland. A year later, she was competing internationally, and now she's one of the top lugers in the world. And who knew? She's also a pretty good bowler. There's nothing more beautiful than a pair of bowling shoes. All right, so you went by weight?
Yeah, I just picked one up. It just didn't feel that bad. This
All right,
was a 10.
14 is my favorite number, but this feels really heavy.
Oh my God, this feels heavy.
Hi, how are ya? What number is yours, Julia?
A 10? Oh. You're gonna make me look bad.
Oh my gosh.
No.
All right, Julia, you're up.
All right.
So unfair.
Sorry. Just go.
I got it.
I go with my hand to my nose because that's the center of your. Don't make sure you let go of the ball, but because that's the center of your eyesight.
Okay.
That's what I aim for. Someone taught me that long ago.
I'm going to use your ball and see if it brings me any luck. How's that? Although it's heavier. All right.
There you go.
Ooh! Wasn't a gutter ball,
Yeah,
right? It's all I
exactly.
care about. Oh my gosh. Julia, are you ever surprised when people say, you're Olympian? Does it ever sink in ever that you are an Olympian?
It's been a while since I've thought about that. I think it does when I, go to my training now and go to my competitions. I have a different sense of confidence, I would say, than I did 4 years ago, knowing that I've made it to that main stage. So entering this year, I feel a little bit more comfortable with the system, how it's going to work, and, setting up expectations for myself.
Was that always a goal of yours, is to make, because every athlete, growing up says, I want to go to the Olympics, but obviously such a small number do.
Yeah, so when I first got involved in the sport of luge at age 12, I didn't really understand how far the sport went. I was kind of wide-eyed and excited to try something new. But right around the time I was 15, then I knew that I wanted to take it all the way, and I wanted to go to the Olympics in my sport and wanted to work as hard as I could to get there.
And you did.
And I did, yeah.
And you said you were 12.
A short 12 years later.
It's a journey, right?
Yeah,
It's not a sprint, it's a marathon.
Yeah.
Well, you said you were 12 years old and you got introduced to the sport in Portland, right?
In Portland, Maine, yeah, very randomly. We have a recruitment tour in the summer. They travel around to different cities with rollerblade wheels on sleds, actually. And so they came to Portland back in 1997, and a friend and I read about it in the paper. And the last line was that we'd get a free T-shirt if we went out to try the sport of luge, and that was all it took for us.
Free T-shirt, right?
Free T-shirt, exactly.
And who knew it would be your life dream here?
So I showed some sort of potential at the time and got invited to go to Lake Placid, New York, and try the real sport on ice, and that's when I got hooked to the sport, the speed and adrenaline.
As we talked about, it has been a journey for you. You've had quite a banner year. U.S. National Champion 2012, 2 silver medals in the World Cup Championships. You were named USA Luge Female Athlete of the Year, just second place in 2013 Championships, and the Olympics in February in Russia. Do you feel like you're coming into your own, that this is your time?
I do, definitely. Last year was my best year in the sport of luge, and a lot of the reason for that was being healthy played a big part in that role, the way I was able to train and not worry about healing my body as I'd spent much of the past years, and then just the experience of being on the sled for so many years, learning from my runs and my many mistakes through the years, and being able to put everything together. So,
what is it about luge that you love?
The biggest thing about luge that I love is the everyday challenge. You know, when I show up to the track, every run there's something I can improve upon. You know, I've had a lot of good runs, a lot of bad runs, great races, but you never really have that perfect run. There's always something small that you would change in a run, and I think that challenge of looking within myself, trying to improve, trying to constantly get better is what keeps me, you know, going in the sport of luge, and the thing I love the most.
All right, so Julia, you have a shoe fetish, I understand.
do, yeah. Shoes always fit, so they're the easiest purchase, especially in life as a luger. I'm constantly gaining weight or losing weight, so my clothes don't always fit, but my shoes always fit. So
how many pairs do you think you have?
I probably have 100 pairs or maybe a little more of shoes, yeah. Sneakers and boots and everything combined, yeah.
Do you have a favorite pair?
I have a couple favorite pairs. I have a favorite pair of bright yellow pumps that I like to wear.
Yellow pumps?
Yellow, yeah, bright, like that color, yellow. And then also green suede wedge boots that I love to wear. A pair of red Nike sneakers from the 2010 Olympics.
That's understandable.
Yeah, and then, I don't know, I'm always looking for something new and fun.
Like these?
Yeah.
Because these, I'm telling you, Julia.
The bowling shoes.
I think
I'm
they're
not sure I
wonderful.
have any like this in my collection, but probably back in middle school I did.
There we go. When we come back, how Julia Clukey is making a big difference in the lives of thousands of young Mainers.
Let's talk about some of the other things that you do, because you really give quite a bit back to the community. I know you're partnered up with the Maine Beer and Wine Distributors Association, and you speak to already like 7,000 students in Maine from Caribou to Sanford. Talk about that. Why is it so important to talk to them about responsibility?
Yeah, so the partnership with the Maine Beer and Wine Distributors Association was perfect for me. I would just moved back to Maine after many years away living in upstate New York with the team, and I wanted a way to reconnect with the state of Maine. You know, I really feel that I had a great childhood growing up in Maine, and I was a product of my community. You know, I was involved in so many activities, and you know, I wanted to give back to my state and my community the way I had felt that I had been given so many years ago. So, you know, speaking at high school level, talking to the kids about really just how important it is to set goals for yourself and to understand your own potential and not hold yourself back because of where you're from or what you think might happen or failure, you know, that you're afraid of failure. It's really important to me to try to, you know, reach out to the kids, and hopefully, you know, light bulbs will go off in their heads and they'll be going after their own dreams.
And you also have Julia Clukey Camp for Girls.
I do, yes. So 2 years ago, along with the Maine Beer and Wine Distributors Association, I was talking to the president about an idea of I wanted to do maybe like a clinic for young girls or something, being a female athlete role model and, you know, seeing the dire need for positive role models for young girls. And he came back at me with the idea of a summer camp. So it was a little bit bigger commitment than a day-long clinic, but I was excited. It's hard to get me to say no to anything. And so we approached the Kennebec Valley YMCA about the partnership, and they were very excited about the idea. So we just wrapped up the second year this past summer. And it's a 10-day day camp for girls that focuses on self-confidence, understanding goals, why you set goals for yourself, not limiting yourself, you know, breaking down stereotypes and, you know, being proud of what you do and less about what you look like doing it and things like that.
What is it like when you see the smile on those girls' faces?
So it's an amazing, you know, it's one of the most rewarding projects I'm involved with. You know, seeing the girls that come in all shy and by the end of the camp they leave and they're so comfortable, and it's a unique bond when you have just, you know, girls together with no boys there, because they really do grow together and they get comfortable in their own skin, they get comfortable with each other, so it's a pretty special time, and I look forward to growing the program.
You know, you're very young, but you've had a lot of trials and tribulations in your life. You lost your dad at 19. I can't even imagine what that's like. And your sister in 2010. Talk about how does that change you?
Yeah, both of those things certainly, you know, it's hard to say that your life goes on the same way it did before those, you know, tragic events happened in my life. You know, really the biggest thing was deciding that I was going to heal from those things. And that's the most important thing I think you can do with anything, whether it's a physical injury or life or mental. It's just deciding that you're going to heal and then figuring out a plan to do that, whatever it's going to take. You know, and certainly I would say that you learn to live life a little differently without those people. You always miss them, and there's always that hole in your heart a little bit. You never quite get over that fully, but you don't have to put your life on hold. You find ways to move on and to to be passionate, and I've been able to put my passion into other projects, in their memory. So.
And also, you do the luge in their memory
Yeah.
as well. Talk about that, how you honor them every time.
Yeah, so I write both my sister and my father's initials inside my racing bib. It's just kind of to know that they're with me, and to know that, my family's all very important to me, and both my father and my sister are very much a part of my life still. And, I'll always say I have two sisters. I'll never say even though she's gone. So it's important for me to, carry them with me on a daily basis.
And also, she left behind quite a
Yes,
legacy.
she
Talk
did.
about your nephew.
Yeah, my nephew Lucas is going to be 5 in December. He's a very big part of my life. We're very fortunate that his father and father's family wants us involved, and we have a very great relationship with them. So we take Lucas part of the time, 3 days a week, and he's been a joy to watch grow up. He's very active. He actually just came to Lake Placid to watch me slide, and so we had a lot of fun there. And he's the most important part of my life is making sure that he has a good childhood and a good, loving, grows up, surrounded by love, and he has a lot of people that do that. So
I've always wondered, is it hard to be part, of the Olympic team? And obviously you have teammates that are going for the same medals you're going for. Is it hard? You have to be happy for them, but yet still realize, you know what I'm saying? Is that hard?
Yeah, I mean, people ask that a lot, because I'm an individual athlete, but we train and compete and, as a team. And so I think our team atmosphere is actually really unique for considering we're all individual athletes. And I think the reason that is because we start so young, so we grow up together, from the time we're 12 years old. Because I've seen other teams that do individual sports, and I mean, they hate each other. They hate each other, and we definitely don't. We get along really well. We have a good time. We're on the road, for 10 weeks at a time together. So it's important to have some fun along the way and enjoy each other. And at the end of the day, I want to be the best, but I also want our team to be the best. So having that competition within the team is important for that. So
that's like your second family then.
Yeah, definitely.
So long.
Yeah. So
that's great. All right, now you've traveled all over the world. You've been to so many different places. Is your favorite place still Maine to come home to?
It is. I love coming home to Maine. I think it's such a great state. It has so much to offer with the mountains and ocean. There's just so much to do here, and people really value their time outside here, which isn't the case in a lot of places. And I'm such an outdoors person, so I love coming home to Maine. It's perfect for me. Yeah.
And your family's still here.
Yeah, friends and family and everything. So it's. When I come home to Maine, I'm just Julia. I'm not like Julia the luger, so I like that. Pretty quiet person.
That's great.
So,
but we like it when you're home too.
yeah. So.
All right, this is it, guys. I can feel it.
There we go. That's a good one.
All right, okay. Warming up, we're getting a little better. All right, I always try to end with a couple of fun questions. My first is, who would you like to play you in the movie Julia Clukey?
I always get told that I look like Cameron Diaz a lot, so I guess looks-wise, her.
She'd be a perfect
Yeah.
fit. That's not a
There's not a bad person to be compared to. So
That's a good one.
So.
All right, and celebrity crush.
Celebrity crush, Ryan Gosling.
That's a good one.
Yep, definitely.
Can't go wrong there.
Whenever he takes his shirt off, so sign me up.
Maybe he could play the co-star.
Yeah.
Maybe you could play yourself.
Yeah. So it'll be the stunt double or whatever.
Excellent.
Right now, Julia Clukey is in Sochi, Russia for International Training Week. Then she's off to Norway, Austria, Germany, Park City, Utah, Latvia, and then back to Sochi for the 2014 Winter Olympic Games. We'll be watching you, Julia, and cheering you on.